Hello and welcome back to Motivated with Meg. This is our final episode of the eating experiment. And today we're wrapping things up by using our imagination to time travel. Not to escape the present, but to get some coaching from your past and future self. Because often the best wisdom doesn't come from a podcast or the latest study. It comes from turning inward. Earlier in the experiment, in other episodes, I've talked about tapping back into that feeling of being a kid and being playful around movement. Today, we're going to go back to that conversation and we're going to talk to that younger version of yourself. And then we're going to flash forward to the future version of yourself to speak with them as well. So let's get started. Take a moment and picture 10-year-old you. What are you wearing? What's your funky haircut? Take a deep breath in and think back to some fun days when you were 10 years old. What were you doing? Was movement involved? If so, what kind of movement? Maybe you're like me and your favorites were riding your bike so fast that you felt like you were flying, climbing trees, dancing in the living room, or walking through the woods, and turning the playground into a jungle gym and climbing on everything. Back then, movement wasn't about calories or step counting. It was about play. It was freedom. It was just interacting in the world, being curious. Think back a few weeks to the experiment, the episode where I asked you to look at movement from a place of playfulness, having fun like a kid would. How did that experiment go? What did you notice? What can you learn from the younger you who had less serious thoughts around movement? If that younger you could give you some advice right now about anything at all, not just movement, what might it be? And then specifically around movement, what might that advice be? Why do you think that's the advice younger you wants you to hear right now? Take a deep breath in and out. Now, jump forward in time. Picture 80-year-old you. Yes, you are wrinkly and gray. Aging is the only option for the living. Let's embrace it. So, you're hanging out with 80-year-old you. What do you think 80-year-old you wants to thank you for having done when you were younger? Maybe it's the strength training you did that kept your bones strong and helped prevent osteoporosis. Maybe it's the daily walks in nature that kept your heart and mind clear. Or just the fact that you stayed curious and flexible when it came to fueling your body and movement, and you made changes as needed as you aged. Your older self probably isn't judging you. It's thanking you for your choices. Now, if your imagination creates an 80-year-old you who is judging you on your choices, I want you to pause. What are they judging you about and why? Most likely this judgment is pointing to the fact that your current actions are not in line with your values. 80-year-old you does not want you to keep taking these actions for a reason. It's good to take a moment and pause and reflect on that reason. If that older you could give you some advice right now about anything at all, what might it be? And then what about specifically around movement? Why do you think that's the advice older you wants you to hear right now? I know my 80-year-old self wants me to keep showing up with care, with kindness, with the long game in mind. Take another deep breath in, come back to the present moment, and exhale. So here's where it gets interesting. What kind of movement supports both your younger self and your older self, while also something that you would enjoy doing in the present moment? That 10-year-old wants you to laugh, skip, try something new, fall down, scrape a knee, and get back up. 80-year-old you, they're cheering you on when you stretch, when you lift weights to prevent osteoporosis, and when you give your joints a break with low-impact movement or a full night's rest. And this isn't just movement. Nutritional needs and many other things will vary as we age. What worked for you at 20 might not work the same at 40, 60, 80, or beyond. Staying curious helps you adjust with compassion, not criticism. And that's really what this whole experiment has been about, both the eating experiment and this exercise experiment. It's about curiosity from a place of non-judgment. It's not about fixing yourself or punishing yourself. Just asking, what would feel good right now? What might support me both today and tomorrow? What's one small thing I could try this week? Why is this my goal? Why is this the way I'm approaching my goal? And is it in line with my values? Is what I'm doing causing more harm than good in the long run? Being well isn't about chasing youth. It's about building a life you want to live in right now and 50 years from now. On that note, here's your final experiment. Going forward in life, aim to move in a way that honors both your younger self and your older self, as well as your present self. It might be helpful to take time and journal and reflect on this journey to your younger self and older self. Maybe ask a question like, what does movement feel like when it's guided by both play and wisdom? What could that look like? Maybe you jump rope and then you do a gentle stretch. Maybe you play pickleball with your friends and then you go eat a nourishing meal. Maybe it's simply taking a walk while imagining how proud your 8-year-old self will be. And that's it. This brings us to the end of the exercise experiment, but your movement journey is just beginning. Keep asking questions, stay open, stay curious, and stay kind. Support your body like you would a best friend, because it's been with you and will be with you your entire life. Until next time, be kind and be yourself. Everyone else is already taken.